Hello, folks, and welcome to the Mentality of UX. Thank you very much for being here today. And today I just want to go over again a little before and after comparison of one of my projects which I have done for UI and UX designs. Actually, this was my very first project for the UX Institute, which was basically to do a flight booking application. My very first one, so please don't critique too hard, or do, whichever. So basically, this was my very first UX application design. When I considered it was an end-to-end process built to basically do research, analyze, and conceptualize, and design it. It was just basically to get through the course, and I'd done this just a little over a year ago. I finished it, and I want to look into what improvements I made to this. So let's just look at the original design, the home screen. So as you can see here, that it's I thought back then that was a good idea to put a big picture in the background. I basically copied a few other applications such as Wizz Air and Ryanair. I got inspirations from them. So a little box here, you see these little boxes, a good few booking applications out there. A login and register up here, little logo up here, basically just standard stuff. I'm gonna look at also basically how you would go down. So practice was very simple. Sorry, it just takes a bit of a time to load. Practice was very simple. You choose your language here, this comes out, pops up. This is all done on Figma. Then you click on these and then it drops down. What I have done though, which was a bit different, was to basically make sure that one of the complaints I got during my research was that a lot of websites don't show the departure time, not just the date, but the departure time, actually at what hour the flight departs. So what I thought was pretty smart was to put one of these in. So when you hover over the departure date that you want, the time also comes up. I don't know any website that particularly does this. To be honest, I would find this very useful if the time actually came up as well, of the departure time, and then I would just click on it, or up. So yeah. And I also wanted to apply to web content practices as well for people with maybe some disability like color blindness. So I thought, well, even though this is not the best design for it, admittedly, I thought, well, why not put in a black background with white colors? And I know, as I say, folks, keep in mind this was my very first design. So this was basically it. You click through it, this would come up. But now let's look at what I've done to improve the website. So one of the major things I've done to improve the website, keeping in the other site in mind, was these, like you can see it before and after. So one of the big things I've done was, instead of putting the recognition of where we are up here, I just put them in this little box here, the little selection here. I took out the big picture from the back. I put a white screen in the background and put a little bit of picture in the upper left-hand corner. Why there? Because I would find that the eye automatically attracts to the box in the left up-hand corner. When you start writing a letter or you start anything, especially in the West, obviously this would be different in some other countries like Arab countries or Chinese countries, East Asian countries, where maybe it would be right to left or top to bottom. But generally in Western countries, it's oriented from left to right to the upper left corner. Your eye attracts to that area. Again, it's the visual hierarchy principle, and I find it much more neater just to have a white background and then just focus here. Nice little tabs here to write into, much clearer, much neater. As you can see, UI is a bit more modern as well. Also, I took out the clunky buttons up here and just made it more modern here. Nice little writing, nice separation, just a flag, doesn't need to be in a box. And yeah, I still kept in sales. A sale, if there's anything that the say the next website or the application or the company wants to advertise, boom, down here, scroll. And well, what other UI elements that I put? Yeah, so you guys remember putting the calendar in the last one, which was black and white, black and grey and white. Again, I thought at that point that would have been good for WCAG guidelines for people with color blindness or any disabilities. Not so much. I found this, again, a very standard calendar, date picking app, very standard, blue and white, nothing too much special. However, I did keep instead of having the little pop-up here in this area for the actual hourly time it would leave, the concept would be that I click on this and then it would come up, it leaves at 4:50 in the morning, or gate closes at 4:50 in the morning, departs 5 o'clock, gets it at 9 o'clock. And click on when you want to return, again at 9th of April 2024, boom, same thing comes up. Again, this is something I feel that it's not really in much of many applications. I would appreciate it, say when I go into British Airways or Ryanair, if something like that would be there. Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that. The clicker for amount of passengers, small, big, plus, minus, plus, obviously you click on that, boom, go to 3, 4, and then you can go into minus passengers, so this would light up in blue as well. Again, very simple concept, not too clunky, not too big, not too much, not too different from the original design, just the UIs are a bit more updated, more neater. Now that's the other side which I worked on was the final part. See, again, you can tell this was my very first design, but my whole principle was for the very first design to just get it fast, because we got 6 months to a year to complete it. We could have completed in early time. My whole initiative was to complete this before anyone else, and 4 months, so the UI suffered because of it. I just wanted to complete this, get over and done with. I still passed with 80%, don't get me wrong, but obviously the UI was not the best. You can see here that the completion counter up here, very basic. Summary, again, it's on the left hand side. I wouldn't put it there. I would put this on the right hand side now. Very basic, very dull looking application. If anything in modern standards, for me this now would be like a prototype, like an early prototype. But again, it's a process. You live and you learn, you practice UI, and you get this. So now you can see I have put the actual where you enter your payment details, your address details in here on the right, highlighted in blue. So it grabs the eye, it goes towards the right hand side from top to bottom. You scroll down and you get to the payment section. Very much more cleaner CTAs, very clean, very more modern. I mean, the difference is night and day here. And again, the counter of what you're doing is up here, maybe a bit smaller, maybe it could be a bit bigger, but again, on the actual page it would be something like this. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be much bigger either. I don't want it to really grab the eye. It's more for a person to see, obviously, okay, when am I in the process of booking my ticket, it's right there. I don't necessarily want this to be huge, just enough for a quick glance to see for anyone completing their application. Nice little summary. Again, the final price is highlighted. I did actually appreciate in the last one having two, but it's not necessary. I find that some web application, I think Vizier done this too, that had two totals that show the totals of the application 1 and 2. But I found that if you have a white background, again a clean white background. I had a senior UX designers and a few of people who have done research with that. Why would I put a big picture in the background, like in the original one? For my taste as a junior UI designer, I thought, well, why not? I think it's nice to have a nice background from the sky, as if you're flying. But don't need to be too fancy sometimes. Just actually, the pictures like you see in these ones, I find that's obviously better. To have pictures instantly grab the eye and then just drag you to the area that the application wants you to go to. So like here, again, the concept of the car being there is because you get some advertisements on the actual real life booking applications for like a rent a car or something. But again, this is the main part here. You can tell GrabsDI here. You can scroll down, gets you here, then the total booking application right here. So you can see that. So I redone this, okay, and I feel that's far neater, far better. You can tell it's night and day from what it was, going from this to this. Again, let's just quickly look at big distracting background, very clunky CTA is up here. Again, I don't find the box, the practice of the box like this being like this, it's not very unusual. As I said, I think Wizz Air and EasyJet on some browsers does this. I could have went this route again, and this is actually a good position for it. The left hand side, maybe I could have been a bottom one on the top, but I found that the overall white background, having a picture, GrabsDI, and then having this type of input systems is a bit better, a bit neater. A blue prompt down here. Again, I find the blue is a very good color. I've been told as well to just stick with blue. I would have went with maybe an orange one, but I think the blue is pretty good. Most of the websites do that, like Facebook and other search. Amazon, I believe, do it as well, having a blue prompt. Blue is just generally a calming color. As you can see here, again, it's far better than the black background I had in the other one. As I said, I really wanted to keep these hourly departures to show as soon as you hover over, you click, this would come up quite like this. So I kept it. I found it beneficial as well. And obviously the input for your information and paying information is just night and day. Just look at that. I mean, nothing too fancy, just modern stuff. See, funny thing is, in this one, I've created everything from scratch. You don't need to do that a lot of times. Just basically get your inspiration from already existing websites, applications, and highlight the important parts. So I'm going to put this on my portfolio. Guys, thank you very much for sticking with me at well, I'm forgetting my own YouTube video, mentality of UX. Thank you for sticking with me. I urge everyone to look at my YouTube video with Rashmi Kakde. It was very good information on how to go about improving your portfolio, what employers want to see, and which way the UX and UI industry is going. So I would urge anyone, I'll put a link in this at the end of this video. I would urge everyone to look at that. It was very insightful. Rashmi has